Shall we stay home, Dev?
Yeah, might as well. What's the worst that could happen?
You decide to stay put. Bad idea. Your team loses the game by 1 dunk, and Brad blames you. He moves away, and you quit your ball. Without sports, you turn yourself into a drugstore. High school is a blur. You get a job at a diner, and marry a mean woman with 2 kids. The kids are vampires.
Literally or not literally, I wonder.
Presumably literally. Not literally, it wouldn't be really news, would it?
I guess. You wake up on a dark piece of cloth, and there's a note from your wife. While she's knocking golf balls toward targets, you're in charge of the little vampire brats. Great, you think. I'll probably die.
You go downstairs to see what your vampires are doing. Through the window you glance, and you almost scream.
It's implied that the mean woman is a vampire as well, I guess, but not directly.
We don't know that. She could have potentially adopted the vampire. Still, it's horrible. My goodness, we lose the game, Brad hates us, we move away, we get married with vampires. I regret everything.
Do you? Are vampires that bad?
But he turned himself into a drugstore, Dave. A drugstore.
That's a pretty reputable thing to be.
Well, fair enough, but still.
It's better than having hands made out of sand.
That's true. Got a job at a... But he... I guess that's metaphorical, because once again, he got a job at a diner. So, the way he turned himself into a drugstore, presumably... that's just supposed to mean that he takes antidepressants and other pills because of issues he suffers from due to the crippling depression he inevitably developed after Brad blamed him for losing the game by a single dunk, moving away, high school going the way it did, failing at pretty much at everything.
Oh, high school is probably, if we're going by that metaphor, then high school is a blur because of the drugs that he's been taking.
It was probably just all drugs. That's probably why he got married to such a woman in the first place. You could blame it all on drugs, but then again, I'll just blame it on him. Shouldn't have been a coward.
Exactly.
That's what you get. You turn yourself into a drugstore when you're a coward. But what was outside the window? Clicky.
You can't believe your face. The vampires are in the backyard. They're running around a big glass bottle of garlic. This is the last thing you need.
You march outside. Be careful, you yell. What if that bottle was to break? The vampires don't listen. They never listen to you, and it's driving you bonkers. You just get no respect here. No respect whatsoever.
You just let them break the big glass bottle of garlic, see how they feel.
But Diff, that's the thing. You're the parent in this scenario. You're responsible for them. Yes, it'll not harm you, it'll harm them, because it's garlic and the vampires. But you're responsible for them. You're supposed to prevent these sorts of things happening to them. Yes, they are careless.
There's a reason I'm not going to be a parent.
Yeah.
I don't give a crap. Where did they find the big glass bottle of garlic anyway?
I don't know. That's not.
Who stores garlic in such a way?
You know how kids are. They always find glass bottles of garlic. I guess.
No, that's.
And there are video games all around this concept, aren't there? Kids always find a way to kill themselves. So if they were regular kids, they would find something that would kill them. Since they're vampires, clearly they find a way to kill themselves as vampires. They find that glass bottle with garlic.
Does garlic even kill vampires?
It should hurt them.
It just annoys them, doesn't it?
Presumably scares them off. So maybe it won't hurt. But they're kids, though. So maybe they're more vulnerable to garlic than a mature vampire would be.
Or maybe because they're not fully fledged vampires, they don't get hurt as much.
Maybe it's like alcohol. Ultimately, alcohol doesn't kill people, but then again, it stunts the development of developing brains. So while it won't necessarily be that harmful to an adult, in moderation at the very least, to a child, it's horrible.
Yeah, but considering vampires are typically unaging.
Yes.
Uh,
They might be
Children.
thousands of years old, for all we know.
yes. Just stuck in a child's body.
Well, if we have a very important decision to make here. Decision
Yes.
on discipline. Are we to accept that we are a joke to them, and always will be? Or do we go over there and box their ears?
I'm tempted to box their ears.
Fair enough. Boxing vampires. What could possibly go wrong? Box their ears!
It's like this, you think. You have to close your hands and start pumping your children with your fists. No one will blame. It's just what you gotta do.
Is it though? I mean, we made our choice here, but I have misgivings about this. How do you feel about it?
Well, we literally decided to box our children.
That's an expression, though! That's just an expression, but apparently our lovely protagonist doesn't get that, does he? Then again, he's a loser, a coward, he's ugly, a drugger. The dog!
And he's stupid.
Yes, yes. And very literal. You walk up to the vampires and back up your wrist. This will make you forget your teeth, you growl. The vampires turn around and glare at you. You immediately feel trouble. In seconds, one of them is grabbing your arm with his teeth. It's not completely a bite, but it feels like somebody is killing you. And it certainly hurts. Oh, great.
You wriggle out of the vampire's grip and run inside. You waggle your finger at it through the window as if to say, "No, don't bite me."
Well, that's a nice message to send. That clearly discipline is working in this family. In some way.
Vampires lick their fangs. Your blood will be theirs soon.
Oh, God. You grab around for a weapon, but you can't find anything except a comic book. Why?
Couldn't find anything? You know, a chair?
As the protagonist succinctly puts it, or the narrator, possibly, that's really cool, but it probably won't help. The vampires open the door. They seem hungry.
Oh, brother. You know, I was half expecting him to, put them in a box.
Shipment to Abu Dhabi. Nope.
Yes, go full Garfield the cat.
Yep. Alright, let's head on over to page 105. We are probably going to die.
Or we kill them. Oh. Oh.
A vampire gets you with a neck bite. That's boring, and you're dead. The end.
Well, I guess, what did we expect? Tussling with vampires is apparently idiotic.
Apparently, indeed. Oh, this is a boring bite. Alright, fine. Let's accept that we're a joke to them. Always will be.
Fine. There's no use trying with those vampires, so you head back inside. You hear the big one laugh. They don't have names.
That's so sad.
Wait, you didn't name the children?
You don't even have names for them. You just call them the big one and the little one. See,
No, you don't know that the other one's the little one.
that's true, Dave. That's true. That was never mentioned. So we just know that one is the big one. The other one might be the other big one, for all we know.
Yes, or the bigger one.
Oh, good. That's horrible, though. Look at who we are. We're more terrible than I could have possibly imagined.
More terrible than either of us.
Yes. It's funny, but when your wife first told you she had vampires, you were excited. You'd always wanted to be a dad to little bloodsuckers you could raise as your own. It sounded great, but that feels like a lifetime ago.
Why would you be excited by having vampire children?
He wanted to have children in general. I guess vampires were just accepted as. He's not a bigot. Why would you be against having vampires as children? They're children like any other, except the horrible bloodthirsty, more powerful than you could possibly imagine, murderous. But they're still essentially like other kids.
You know what this also makes me wonder?
Yes.
If our wife isn't a vampire,
Yes.
then maybe she, maybe these children aren't yours.
But then again, at this point...
Either adoption or,
Yes.
the other thing that could have happened.
They indeed. But then again, that sounds so like us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing ever goes right.
That's exactly the sort of quandary the protagonist would find himself in.
That's exactly what would happen to him. Nothing ever goes right in his life. And it can all be traced back to that one day and that single basketball match.
Where he was a coward.
In a way, when he lost that ball, he lost them all.
Yep. Anyway, the big one's laughing uncontrollably now. Laughing at you. You should be used to it at this point, but you can't help it. You think you just might cry.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Are we supposed to feel pity for the protagonist?
He did that to himself. He refuses to stand up for himself. He's a goddamn joke, man.
And they're laughing at him.
Yes. The punchline. Let's distract ourselves from the pain. You'd swear vampires drink my will to live instead of blood. You joke as you sit down in front of the TV. It's a solid joke.
Yeah, I'd say it's a 7 out of 10. You look through the listings, searching for something to take your mind off these undead bullies. There's nothing good on. You have to choose between watching reruns of Toothpaste Ninja or an infomercial for forehead cream.
What? To watch that episode of Toothpaste Ninja where the soda goons steal his toothbrushes, turn to page 35. If you want to find out more about removing nasty wrinkles from your old man skin, turn to page 35. But they're both the same page.
Oh. I guess we watched both of them. We don't actually make a choice.
We don't even get to choose which one of those crappy, terrible things we get to watch.
Hey,
That's
Toothpaste Ninja is a solid show.
Yes, but it's a rerun. We've watched it to death. It's not about the show being bad. I agree with you there entirely. It's just watching the reruns. How many times can you watch that, really?
I mean, a classic is a classic that you can watch.
It's good, but it's not that good.
I don't know. It's pretty damn good, man.
Well, at this point, you'll just bleed your life watching Toothpaste Ninja on repeat instead of exploring the other fine things in life.
It's a comforting thing to, go back to.
Yes, I know, I understand it, but that's just getting stuck in a rut, man. You need to explore more. But then again, our protagonist is the sort of loser who's watched Toothpaste Ninja even if something else was on.
Well, you could also watch the infomercial for forehead cream. That's something new.
In a completely perfunctory way, which one do we choose?
I'm gonna go with the Toothpaste Ninja.
No, let's go with the Toothpaste Ninja. You're watching the thing you chose to watch, but it's boring, and you're feeling very sleepy. All of a sudden, you're in a maze. Oh no.
The maze is full of kids that all look eerily familiar. It's nighttime, but it's also the middle of the day. And rainbows spill forth from the children's mouths as they bicker.
Oh gosh.
That's an interesting dream. Then you realize they are you at each other age.
Oh no.
And they are arguing about which one of them sucks the most.
that figures. That makes perfect sense.
Well, that's the argument I have with myself all the time.
Look at the ending. Look what all of this means. Look at it.
Suddenly, they all turn and point at you.
You suck the most. And you know why he sucks the most? Because as time goes on, he sucks more and more. And the irony of it is, his kids are vampires, but he's the one who actually sucks.
Oh boy.
Damn. So it's just all downhill. It's like, yeah, they may be terrible, but not as much as him. He's just... He's not even possibly the end of the road. It's just a slow, sad, inevitable decline.
Towards further suckage.
You wake in fright. It was just a dream. There's two human heads on the TV screen exchanging science sentences, and only one you. But what could that dream possibly meant, you wonder? That you suck?
Well, at least you believe that you suck. You might not actually suck, right?
Indeed. But it points towards a lack of self-confidence in you.
Which then leads to you sucking.
Yes! It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep, vicious circle. You start punching your eyes with tears.
Poetic.
Wait, what?
You start to cry.
Why punching though?
Well, there's contact.
As in, do you punch your eyes that have tears in them?
No. You don't punch your eyes with tears. You punch them with tears.
Okay. You do suck. And you know why.
Why?
Nothing's happened right for you since you missed a day of school.
I knew it! I've told you! It was all that one
Yes.
day!
You never should have stayed home. What were you scared of? Well, zombies.
That's true.
You should have held your nose and walked. If you could just go back and choose again.
Wait, did the TV man say something about time travel?
Oh, that's the science they were talking about.
We could watch helplessly as the TV spews information all over our brain's brand new shoes.
That's an interesting metaphor.
If we could go back in time, could we possibly set things right, Div?
There's a chance we could. Or, there's also chances that we die. Horribly.
I think it's a risk worth taking. What do you think?
Might as well try, right? Anything would be better than this.
Exactly, the way I see it,
Possibly even death.
it's all suckage all the time for the rest of our lives, and it has been for quite a while now, or a chance to set things right. Death would be a relief at this particular point.
Alright, at this point then you don't need a time machine, just go outside and punch your kids.
We've been over this, that's a poor choice.
Well, I mean, you die.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah. But no, let's not just... That's the cowardly way, that would be us sucking again. No!
Fine.
Let's watch helplessly, Diff. Let's watch helplessly.
An old man wearing a white lab coat is talking strange. Below his face reads the words, Dr. Backpack, time scientist.
That sounds respectable, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would trust that guy, yeah. 100%.
It's in all caps as well. You run over to the TV and press your ear to the screen. That's not how that works, man. With my new invention, Dr. Backpack says, I can tell people to go through time, and they listen.
That's an interesting invention. Are you sure you telling people to go through time doesn't make them invent a time machine?
Either way, it works.
I guess it's inspirational.
Well, maybe when he says that he tells them to do that, he just makes them do that. And it's just a weird way of phrasing things.
You can't believe what you're seeing someone say. This guy can travel through time?
No, he tells people to do that. We've been over this. God damn it, that protagonist sucks. There's no comprehension in this guy.
Also, apparently there's subtitles and yet you're pressing your ear to the screen.
Yes. And he can... yeah, he can see what he's saying, even though he has his ear pressed to the screen. None of this makes sense.
None of the senses make sense.
Yeah, but I don't blame the story, I blame the protagonist at this particular point.
Yes.
God damn it.
I just pushed this button. and the person is sent to the future. The time traveler continues. Or the past.
The past, you think? That's more like it. You'd love to go there. But do you actually believe what Dr. Backpack is saying? It sounds completely crazy, dog.
Well, do you believe him?
Well, we have a choice. If we refuse to be taken in by some nerd scientist demented world talk, we go to page 11. Or, if we not only believe this man, but may even love him, we can go to page 50. We refuse to be taken in by some nerd scientist's demented world talk.
A time machine, you think? No, wait, that's different from a lie. You reach for the remote and see what happens when your hunger... Sorry.
No, Diff, no! Not this time.
I read forward too much.
Oh.
You reach for the remote and see what happens when your finger lands on off. Your stomach growls.
Does it turn off the TV?
I don't know, apparently your stomach growls.
as you click off, so that's how it works, huh?
Better hurry to the kitchen, now.
God damn it, this guy and food. All these peels and no smell, you grumble, as search for a midnight snack. The fridge is just about empty, and the cabinets are a giant exercise in bell. Then something wonderful happens. You trip over and fly headfirst into a metal garbage can. How wonderful.
How do we define wonderful at this point?
At this point in our lives, that's probably how we define it.
Your mouth is suddenly full of slime. Ugh. But hey, it tastes pretty good.
To found a small business that offers cases of delicious slime, turn to page 92. To swallow the slime and make sure no one else will ever know its wonder, turn to page 78. I want to fund a small business.
I vaguely remember an actual Goosebumps book about slime, and it's all-consuming.
Well, this time we are going to consume the slime.
Maybe.
Look, maybe he will find success in life doing this. One goddamn chance we have.
Yeah, I mean, if we end the world with the slime, then so be it, right?
What do we have to lose at this goddamn point? It's found a small business.
Yes.
When you started selling slime out of your garage, you thought you'd be successful. But you had no idea how successful. Now every gunk, goo, and gross slime company in America wants a piece of you. You're rich!
Finally, you can afford the expensive surgery you want.
Yes! We're not going to be ugly anymore!
And we're probably still... Let's be honest, the surgeons are probably gonna botch it.
Oh, they're not as incompetent. We're the incompetent ones,
no,
right?
No, but we're incompetently gonna tell them what we want.
We actually got a goddamn break. Maybe something will go right for once.
Fine.
You gotta believe.
You use your powers to pay for a brand new house and strange shaped furniture.
Yes!
You buy a giant diamond and someone told it for you.
You find a new wife!
And you send your kids to boarding school somewhere out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, screw those kids!
You hope they're doing badly.
Fuck them! Fame, money, success, everything is happening! You're so happy you could swell!
I'm disappointed to see that the option is not to swear, but to celebrate.
Let us celebrate our success!
Special delivery! You run downstairs to the front door of the mansion you bought. It's here!
There it is! The desk of your dreams! Huge, wooden, yours. You asked the delivery guy in for a midnight snack, but he's too busy. No matter, you can ask him again next time. Yeah, presumably order a lot of things.
Look at this desk! Wow! You struggle to pick it up with your little muscles. But somehow you were able to get it inside. You look at it again. That's weird, you think? There's something about it that gives you the creeps. Was it always so brown?
Um,
You put it in the corner of the room. Then you change your mind.
You begin to rattle off the names of your least favorite friends. Scoop, Mysterious Mark, the Elevator Twins. As you speak each name, the Desk of Evil grows more and more difficult to find a good place for. What's going on?
In frustration, you kick it, and it falls. On you! You're crunched. The end.
At least we found success before our inevitable demise at the hands of the Desk of Evil.
Why did we buy a Desk of Evil?
Probably found it on eBay or
On
something.
eBay?
Yep. Might as well get one.
I mean, it probably said desk, totally not Desk of Evil. I swear. $9.99.
This is not the worst of endings. Once again, we found success and happiness in our goddamn life.
Briefly.
Yes. Before getting crunched by the Desk of Evil. This is clearly the Desk of Evil ending.
Yes. I would hope that there are no more endings that end with the Desk of Evil crunching us.
Imagine the other one redirecting us over the hill. Like, no, you still die to the Desk of Evil. The only bigger ass pull so far has been the Annihilator of Lungs.
Oh, yes.
Still can't get over that one. Okay.
I guess we nom 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 the slime.
Indeed, let's eat it. No one else shall taste it.
Only you can swallow the slime.
Excellent.
But it won't be so easy to eat it all alone. Where can you go to hide? You scramble to your feet and head for the door. There's an old abandoned warehouse nearby.
Oh boy, that sounds promising, doesn't it?
Yes, and we're so greedy that we're gonna take it over to the abandoned warehouse.
Yeah, that's clearly where you go for a snack. If you want some privacy. An abandoned warehouse. That can only end well.
In the middle of the night. Maybe the gang of bad guys that used to drink lots of liquids there have found another clubhouse. It's worth a try. Liquids, yes.
Right, yes. You're halfway up the street when a loud bang makes you jump. Just a cat, you tell yourself. Yeah, because cats bang. Clearly.
Well, cats do bang.
Well, they do, that's a fact. So clearly it was just a cat.
Yes. No, I mean, I guess it can't be just a cat. It has to be at least two.
You are wrong, of course, and the awful brown ooze melts your skin off. It's like, we're not dead yet, despite that.
Great, you think. Now you have to find a place to die.
Well, let's start looking, Dev. Let's start looking.
I don't know, I guess any place is as good as any.
Your shoulders slump as you enter the cemetery. The gravestones are chipped and crumbling, and the whole place is filled with ghosts. The graveyard caretaker glares lazily at you. You can tell his shift is almost over. You're going to be buried here? What a dump!
I guess we do save people some trouble in getting us to the cemetery.
Yeah, the guy is still upset that we're so late. Even though our skill is burnt off and we're about to die, there's just no sympathy there. But at this point, it doesn't surprise me.
One of the ghosts floats between you and concern. Excuse me, what?
You put your concerns to the side because the ghost actually cares.
Oh, okay. Honey, are you feeling alright? My skin is gone, you explain. I'm about ready to die. The ghost nods sweetly.
Oh, she takes you by the hand to the foolish section. Yeah, that's where you belong. The foolish section of the cemetery.
I didn't realize that, cemeteries were separated into that way.
3 corpses on the ground are painted with goofy smiles on their faces. You smile too. It's nice that someone took the time to make this place a little more happy. A small grave pulls you to it. Nervously, you reach for the coffin lid.
In the coffin, a surprised dentist is reading dentist office magazines.
Why?
I guess that you wanted a vampire? The dentist says sarcastically with a sneer.
Okay, fine.
What a dumb joke. An earthworm whispers a secret in your ear as you sink to the ground.
The secret is your breath stinks. The end.
I'm pretty sure that's not a secret. with all the food and all the slime we ate. Actually, when we ate some of the slime, how did our, insides not melt?
I have no clue. Is it the same slime?
I guess it could be different slime. Let's go with a love story.
I believe this man. Maybe even love him. Unlike my wife and my vampire kids. Dr. Backpackers.
Yeah, I mean, you have to love someone.
Oh,
and
Dip, see? You hate your rotten family so much you'll believe anything. If the time travel machine is real, you can go back in time. You could go back to school, do a better job of not skipping it, and make a better, softer life. A life free of vampires.
That's right, the vampires. You were meant to stare at them today, but you dozed off. You'd better make sure that they haven't gone blood hunting.
I mean, you were meant to watch the kids, but I don't think that's necessarily what that means.
At this point...
I mean, fine. If he was told to watch them, and if that's his interpretation, then he kinda gets the point.
Well, maybe it's also that, they're so quick that if you even blink, you can miss them. And suddenly they're out blood hunting.